Hey, happy Friday. Congratulations, you made it to your Friday. It is officially Friday afternoon, just a few more hours until we hit the weekend. Thanks for joining us this Friday at noon. I'm meteorologist Taylor Cox here with Hail Trace for your daily noon forecast. Here's what we're talking about today. Another round of storms for today. Now it is a low risk for both hail and wind. We're also talking about a very hot weekend ahead, above average temperatures for almost everyone across the U.S. And we're also checking on that Atlantic activity. It does look like more confidence. We have more confidence in some of those storms, or a storm, a tropical disturbance is what we're calling it, out in the Atlantic that looks like it's taking aim on Florida. So we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. But first, I want to get to the NTRCA Not So Many Trade Show. We are officially in August, the month of this trade show. It is on August 8th. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. down in Grapevine, Texas. We are going to have a booth down there, and we would love for you to stop by and say hello to us. If you're going to be down there, head over to our Facebook page. Let us know that you're coming. Or if you need more information, we have an event on our Facebook page that you can head over to get more information about how and where to buy tickets. All right, let's get to what we saw last night. Yesterday's storms. We saw a lot of wind out of these storms, and I guess it wasn't really last night. It was yesterday afternoon for the most part here. You can see all of those wind reports. We also saw some hail reports, but nothing terribly significant, and it's a little spread out. It's few and far between, I think, is the best way to describe the hail reports that we got yesterday. You can see a little just south of Denver, one in New Mexico, one in Arizona, one in Kansas, farther up to the north, and Wisconsin, and then we've got a few on the East Coast. So yeah, pretty sparse yesterday in terms of hail reports, but of course we have those hail maps at hailtrace.com if you would like to see those. Rainfall totals. We got some rain here in Oklahoma City. That woke me up last night, lost a little bit of sleep. I looked. It wasn't severe, wasn't terribly impressive. I went back to bed. You can see that we've got some showers in the Panhandle over the last 24 hours. A few raindrops in New Mexico. Better rainfall, a little bit more widespread out in Kentucky, and then all the way up to Ohio, where you may have seen just a little bit of ponding on the roadways over there. Right now, we are watching for a few of those stronger showers and storms, which we'll get to in just a few minutes. You can see that we do have some severe warned storms out to the east and just a few more in North Carolina. We've got some showers here in Oklahoma City as well. It's cooling us down. That was a great surprise this morning to see that we had some cooler temperatures here. I walked my dog, a few puddles out there whenever I walked her this morning. However, I will take the puddles if we can get some cooler temperatures any day. 80 degrees here in Oklahoma City, 92 out in Dallas. And of course our winner over there, Las Vegas, 97, always the warmest. 68 in Los Angeles. They're having a pretty good weather day. 91 in Boise. It looks like one of the hottest temperatures across the way, across the West Coast at least. Other than Vegas, you know, it's always warm in Vegas. 82 is our current temperature in Chandler, just outside of Oklahoma City. Dallas, it's a whole different story. It's very, very hot in Dallas today. 92 in Dallas. Your feel-like temperatures are in the mid-80s here in Oklahoma City. I know I'm bragging on Oklahoma City just because we have such nice weather today. A little cloudy, but we'll take it with the cooler temperatures. 99 in Dallas. 103 is what it feels like out in Phoenix, and we've got 103. Seems to be a very popular number. Anywhere from Florida all the way up the East Coast. 107, 110 on the East Coast. I think that is our winner for that heat index. Wow, that is definitely a warm one. Okay, let's get to your storms for today. We do have a good instability, a good amount of instability right along the East Coast, anywhere up to Kentucky. I think that's where we're watching for some stronger storms today. We actually have some severe warned storms in this area as well. You can see that those storms are going to use up a lot of this instability as we go throughout the afternoon and evening hours. As we head into the late night hours, a lot of that instability goes away, so I'm not terribly concerned about your Friday evening plans. I do think that most of us will be storm-free. Where is the hail at? I know that is the big question that everyone wants to talk about. Look at Colorado. That is going to be one of the biggest places that we are going to focus on for that hail possibility today. Pretty small hail, most likely, and pretty low chance with that as well. And then we're going to look a little bit farther up to the north in North Dakota for that hail possibility as well. We're not getting a great signature on this significant hail model here up in North Dakota. However, we could get some storms. They're very conditional. But if we get the right conditions, we could see some storms up there. And if those storms do form, we could get a little bit of hail. And that significant hail model is looking a little bit more impressive the later in the night that we go. So let's take a look at today's hail forecast. You can see highlighted here in yellow, small hail, but it's there. Now, if you look at the SPC forecast, you'll see that I have pivoted my hail forecast down to the south just a little bit and off to the west just a little bit. Just because some of these storms can do some funky things in Colorado, especially in places like Denver, as they pop up in this area. Sometimes these storms will surprise you. So I went ahead and included my hail forecast for Denver, but it is a low risk level, so I wouldn't bet on storms in this area. However, it's definitely still possible. And then of course I have that low hail risk up to the north as well. We're kind of talking about some smaller hail today. The max size here, ping pong ball sized hail. Let's talk about the wind. That's going to be a greater risk for today. Severe wind chances, so we're talking about 58 miles per hour or stronger in places like Colorado, farther down to the south in Arizona, near Tucson, and then all the way out to the east where we have already seen some of those stronger storms today. They are warned right now for some very small hail, but primarily wind. Primarily wind will be the risk out to the east today. You can see those showers and storms already popping up on our radar, but I do want to start off to the west in places like Denver. In Colorado, watch these storms pop up in the afternoon hours. We're just about an hour or two away from seeing that happen. I told you some of these storms do some silly things over Denver. They may surprise you. They're going to pop up. We'll see how strong they get, but I do think some of the stronger storms are going to come farther off to the north, and these will be your hail makers as we get later into the evening hours. You can see that those do look a little bit more impressive on our future radar here as they really focus on the northeastern corner of Colorado. So I do think that these storms are going to be the ones to watch for. Those little rain showers, unless they surprise us, I think will just be kind of annoying on your evening commute. Nothing else too much to talk about there. Heading farther off to the east now, this is where we have our severe warned storms already. They've already showed us some impressive things today. This will continue as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, on and off showers and storms as this continues to track to the east all the way through the late night hours tonight. However, I do think by the time we get into tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, kind of overnight, those showers and storms will start to become a little less impressive. Taking a full view now of the entire U.S., few showers out in California. We definitely need some rain in this area of the country. Other than that, most of us stay dry in this area. So you can enjoy your Friday without too much rain right through the central portion of the U.S. What about the other hazards? We always talk about that fire and flood hazard. So we've got that fire hazard elevated. Out in California, we also have that flood concern anywhere from Colorado all the way down to Arizona. A little bit of a better or more impressive flood concern farther out to the east, where you can see that goes anywhere from Ohio all the way down to Tennessee and up to the East Coast. So we'll keep an eye on that. Taking a look at your current storms, I did mention there's a severe warned storm down near Huntsville, just to the south of there. And then if you go up farther to Asheville, we also have a severe warned storm, several in this area, for 60 mile per hour wind and very small hail, most likely smaller than the size of a quarter. Okay, we talked about that fire concern over California. We could also see some smoke in this area as well. So if the skies look a little hazy and it's not because of the cloud cover, it could be smoke that is coming down originally from the west coast, but then we see it kind of get trapped in some of these smaller areas like South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, even down to Oklahoma City. Look at that. We could have some hazy skies as well. So it could be the cloud cover. It could be the smoke that's creating some of that hazy sky cover today. Either way, hey, we'll take it in Oklahoma City as long as those temperatures can be cooler. We do actually have some heat advisories farther down to the south. So these are your heat alerts highlighted here in orange and purple. Make sure you're drinking tons of water in these areas because we are looking at above average temperatures, not only today, but also as we head into the weekend. Taking a look at that future radar here, we do have another chance for showers and storms farther out to the central and eastern portion of the U.S. as we head into our Saturday. Now you can see some of those showers and storms out to the east here. Maybe a little rainmaker out in Kansas as well. I'm not terribly concerned about that storm. As I mentioned, it's going to be primarily rain. Few showers and storms also coming out of North Dakota and going into Minnesota. You can see those are a little bit more impressive in this area. All right, let's talk about that heat. We've talked about those temperatures above average, right? 94 is your average here in Oklahoma City. It looks like we're going to be at least 96, if not higher, for tomorrow. 99 down in Dallas. It is very, very hot in this area. 100 in El Paso. 100 also up in Boise. Temperatures are going to stay above average this entire weekend for a good portion of the U.S. It looks like upper 90s and triple digits is what we're sticking with all the way through early next week. If you take a look a little bit farther out than that, we're talking August 7th through the 11th here. Above average temperatures are most likely anywhere from the west coast all the way down to the south into Florida. However, a nice break, good chance for below average temperatures farther up to the north in places like Minnesota, North and South Dakota. We're all jealous of you. We would love those cooler temperatures, but we are glad that someone is getting them. So what this map tells you is the likelihood to be above average or below average. So I'll give you an example. Chicago looks like we could see below average temperatures, pretty decent likelihood. So we're talking about below 85. We're not talking about cool temperatures. We're just talking about below 85. Denver looks like we're going to see some pretty average temperatures. You're sitting in that gray zone there. So average temperature would be 83. And then yes, Oklahoma City, enjoy the nicer weather today because it does look like we're going to see some warmer weather as we head into the rest of August. We're talking about a pretty good likelihood to be above 94. What about those rain chances? Our 5-day rain outlook seems like a lot of this moisture is headed up to the north and then farther out to the east. This could explain some of those cooler temperatures. If you get some rain, that could definitely cool you down. And then I'm thinking that a lot of this rain is from some of that tropical activity that we'll talk about in just a few minutes. Above average rain chances as we head into the middle of August here, August 7th through August 11th. Farther out to the west, great news there because we have seen that fire concern out there. And then right along the east coast, later on in August, a lot of that moisture that we saw at the very beginning of August may go away and you may be a little bit below average farther up to the Midwest. So just enjoy that rain while you have it. All right, taking a look at that tropical development, we've been talking about this for several days now and our confidence has grown into where this is going and also will it develop into anything significant? It could develop into a tropical depression. We could see other things form out of this, but it just takes time to tell that. We're at a 60% chance of significant formation over the next 2 days. A very high confidence here, 90% chance for significant formation in the next week. And we're probably on the earlier half of that week. I know that the National Hurricane Center says 7 days, but I may say about 4 or 5 days there, just kind of looking at the track of this right now. But it does look like this will be a Gulf system. Originally, could have gone in the East Coast. This is looking like it may go right up the Gulf on the western side of the Florida Peninsula here. And then Florida Panhandle is looking where this may make landfall, which is why we saw that rainfall in this area from your 5-day rain outlook. So we'll see exactly what this does, how fast does it move, how fast can it get itself together and organized. will tell a lot within the next few days. So we'll keep an eye on it for you. Of course, we'll be still updating you even through the weekend here at Hail Trace. But thanks for joining us today. As always, follow us on all of our social media sites. We've got Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, where you may be watching us live from some of those right now. And of course, if you want any hail maps, wind maps, or tornado maps, give us a call. We'll set you up with a plan at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or head over to our website, hailtrace.com. Okay, have a fantastic Friday. Thanks for joining us today. Give us a follow, give us a call if you need any of those hail maps. But if not, I will see you back here on Monday, same time, same place. Have a great weekend.